Ooh, man, it's been a long damn week for me. I had all kinds of shit happen this week. I mean, I done had to take a dog in because she was hurt. $1,900 later. Yeah, exactly. The look you had on your face right there.
What? What the hell was wrong with her?
You know,
Jesus.
basically what had happened was,
Was it her leg again?
yes, and
Oh yeah, that shit does expensive.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I've had a hard week. If it wasn't from work and them trying to, you know, work the shit out of me, and on top of that, the situation with the dog, yeah, I'm a little worn out. But I'm here, people. We are here, people. And I'm ready to talk about football this week because I'm so tired of hearing all the crying and the complaining and oh, why can't they just
Oh,
lose? Why can't they
not
lose?
not even that, but
You
the
bitches.
not only that, but
Uh,
bro, the amount of okay, I'm not gonna say that, but the
hey,
amount of not, I'm not even gonna say. It. Let me stop.
oh, let
But
me
y'all
tell
gotta
you.
chill, man. Y'all gotta chill.
Hey, if y'all don't know, I'm Big Temp. That's Big Mike. We are the Cave Cast, and it's almost you know it's almost getting to that time. It's nut up or shut up time, right? Everybody's trying to get their guys back from injury in the NFL. Teams are trying to make solidify where their places are going to be in the playoff picture, and everybody's battling right now, especially in these division games. These division games are very important right now. We just watched, the Rams go ahead and basically, I think pretty much have taken the 49'ers out of any kind of talks of being in the playoffs.
They're
We
what 8-5 or eight and
the
six.
Rams are 8-6, and they're right on the outside of that wild card, right? Right on the outside. They're one game behind Seattle for the lead in the NFC West, right? So we right now we're in that battle. This is that time right now. It's that time where things start to get real chippy. Things are heated. You got guys not fucking going into the game for fucking certain teams. Let me tell you something.
Oh, that was insane, bro.
Listen, I
He said he didn't want to play no more. I was like, nigga, you
hey,
getting paid.
here's
Bro,
what I don't understand. You knew you were on a 1-year deal. Devondre Campbell, all I can say is this. Dre Greenlaw was coming back. Did you think you were going to wind up playing over Fred Warner?
all right.
Did you think you was going to wind up playing over Dre Greenlaw when he came back? You was there for just the time being, basically, to kind of hold it down, keep the sink from fucking going under. I mean, the ship from going under. I said the sink. Keep the ship from going under a little bit. But at the same time, you're still a part of this team. What the hell was you doing?
Bro, that's
That's
like that.
that's some old Scottie
That's
Pippen
like
shit.
bro, that's like Kareem Hunt thinking he's gonna be the number one back when Pacheco comes back. Come
Man.
on, bro. And I
Yeah.
love Kareem. Like,
Yeah, but we
it's
know
not
Kareem.
realistic, bro.
Kareem understands what his role is, right? And he understands that when the role expands because of an injury, he understands, okay, I got to go out here and do my job. And when the role contracts, then that means I got to go out here and still do my fucking job.
Exactly.
As simple as
And that's the
that.
thing. And that's the thing. Even if like when Greenlaw comes back, I mean, you're getting paid to sit on the sideline essentially.
Yeah, and what I didn't understand
What you
is, look,
doing?
it don't make no sense for me. Look, they're paying you a lot of money, and your role is still to play linebacker on that team.
And it's not like they was just going to not play him ever. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some times he'll be on the field still.
And that was a must-win game. They needed that game. They needed that game, man. What the hell was
it's crazy?
doing?
And he has every right. Shavarius Ward went off. I don't know if you've seen that.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it. I heard about it. I didn't see it.
He went off on dude, and he got every right because nigga, you over here complaining about whatever it is, and you don't want to play, and then I come back after my situation, and I'm the one that really has every right to not even play.
Yeah, him and Trent Williams. Him and Trent Williams.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody got a valid reason for them not to want to come back and play for the time being?
Yeah,
it's them two, not you.
Totally agree.
And them dudes are still. Them dudes. Shavarius just came back the other day.
It's
stupid.
It's a matter of a bruised ego. That's all it is. And that's that thing about pride. They say pride comes before the fall, and that's basically what it is. He thought that he should get more than what this guy was going to get. As far as the playing time. Hey, I've proven myself. No, you haven't proven yourself until this guy can't do it anymore. If this guy can't do it, if he can't do it, if he's unable to do it, then yeah, I okay, right?
Or you do it at a higher level.
Or you do it at a higher level. The thing is that they needed to see if they could get Dre Greenlaw back on the field and see if he was where they needed him to be at in order to try to make a run to salvage this season. Okay, look, push came to shove. They needed Devondre Campbell on the field, and he said, fuck y'all, pretty much. And I'm like, wow, that's real shitty. So, hey, I don't want to sound like I'm judging, but when it comes to sports and you are part of a team, I mean,
no, you gotta call a spade. You gotta call a spade a spade.
You can't do that shit. That was a fucking bad.
That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Yeah. That's a bad look too. You think you're gonna get a job? You think somebody gonna hire you after that?
Look, I mean, maybe if the team is desperate.
Maybe a bad team. A really bad team.
I can't really call it because I'm not a GM, right? I don't know what some of these GMs are going to be looking at or what's going to be going through their minds. But I will say if it was me, I probably would not want a guy like that knowing that he might let me down based upon how he feels or basically that, because his ego got hurt.
It would be understandable if he was in a situation like with Trent Williams and his mental is just not there. Even when he did come back, and let's say it's in the middle of a game, his mental might just not be there. That's completely understandable. But you ain't got no excuse.
No.
It's just an ego thing.
At least as far as we know. As far as we know.
As far as we know, it's an ego thing. I don't know nothing behind closed doors, but
no, we don't know.
From the outside looking in, we don't. We can only go off what we see. So.
Well, here's the one thing I will say. I wanna. Before we get into a lot of the other sports talk that we have, I want to say thank you to everybody. We are over 1,100 subscribers. That is, it's surpassed what we thought as far as where we'd be at this moment in time. We haven't quite hit a year yet. We're right at about 10 months doing this. We want to say thank you to everybody that has tuned in, watched any of our content, subscribed to the channel, and if you are new and you're catching this channel for the first time, make sure if you want to find out and see more content and more things that we have available, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell because it will tell you whenever we put new content out. So, but thank you to everybody. I don't know if you are feeling the way that I am, Mike, about this new, how should I say, this new hatred for the Chiefs that's gotten a lot bigger here.
I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious.
What did they call it after we played the Chargers and it was the doink for the division. The doink for the
man. So, they calling it all kind of sorcery and black magic and all kinds of shit. Like.
Oh, it's so It's so funny. It is so funny.
You know what's funny? They keep talking about that field goal win and like doinking it off the uprights or whatever.
Yeah.
There was like 2 other teams that had did that, and nobody's talking about it.
Well, it's because
it's only the Chiefs.
It's because it's the
only
Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
I mean, here's the deal. I don't really give a damn how we won as long as we won. And the one thing I will say about that, it was so good to get that win, especially against a division rival, right?
Well, we really needed that.
We needed it.
In position to have that 1 seed, and they're in a good position right now.
Yes, and it was also so much better and so much sweeter to get that win when we knew that Buffalo just got through getting beat.
Exactly.
It was better.
Yeah, because you want to take it. You want to take advantage of that because I mean, it's not the end of the world if we would have lost.
No.
But it puts you in better position.
Yeah.
And if you have the take advantage of it, why not just take advantage of it? That way you ain't got to worry about it down the line. So now they're 2 games ahead instead of just 1.
Here's the deal, right? So we have the Cleveland Browns coming up next, and this 3 games in 10 days shit, or 11 days. Oh my God! And I know the Chiefs aren't the only team doing it, right? But man,
it's different for the Chiefs though.
This is hard. This is gonna
because the Chiefs. This is the thing now. Because people have been bringing it up. It's not the only team that they have. I get that. But the Chiefs have played more games than anybody
over the past 3 seasons for sure.
The past 6 seasons. 6 years.
Yeah, but
because they've been going to the AFC Championship every year. Every year, minimum. They go to the AFC Championship. So they're playing what, 18 games every year, damn near essentially, or 17. Essentially 17 to 18 games.
You're playing 17 games in the regular season, but then you have, if you are going to the AFC Championship, let's say you're the number 1 seed, right? So you're playing another game, right? And then you're playing the Super Bowl, right? So
it's between 17 to 20 games then. It's just dependent. So because there's been times they haven't been the number 1 seed, obviously. So they didn't need to play that first game, right? So like I said, it'll be between actually 18 and 20. I take that back.
Between 18 and 20 games every season, right?
Every season, yeah.
And that is different. It is different for a team that has doing that consistently
for 6 years straight.
Pretty much, right? But I get it. I understand that this is just how the game goes. They got these games. I hate it. And my only concern is that when you play a lot of games like that quickly, and the rest time isn't as long, it scares me when it comes to injuries, right?
But this is why the 1 seed is so important and locking it up as early as possible. Because let's say they win this game. Maybe Steelers lose.
Yeah.
Or the Steelers lose, and then maybe Buffalo might fuck around lose to Detroit. It's pretty much wrapped up at that point, and then you ain't gotta play your starters if you don't want to.
Say that again. Say that about Buffalo losing to Detroit.
Don't get me wrong.
I think Buffalo is gonna lose to Detroit.
Well, don't get me wrong. They got a lot of injuries on Detroit on that defense.
They do.
They really do. But I do think Detroit can give them some fits.
Yeah, with that run
game. Are they at Detroit?
I think, you know what? That's a good question. I didn't even bother to look it up real quick, see, because I did not even bother to check. I just knew that they played them this week, right? There's going to be some legit games this weekend too. Some really legit games this weekend.
Detroit's at home.
Yeah. So I think Detroit's going to wind up winning that game. Here's my thing, right? I am in a situation where I'm looking at this and I'm looking at, okay, we have Cleveland, we have Pittsburgh. The one thing that I'm excited about is that there is a possibility that Hollywood Brown is back by that Pittsburgh game. Mm-hmm. That's what everybody's talking about.
He's already practicing. He's practicing.
Yeah, but how that goes. They got this 21 days.
They'll probably give him a week. Yeah, they'll probably give him a week. So he's already been cleared by the doctors.
Yeah, I think he's not going to play this week. But, man, I'm really thinking he might be available during by the time we get to that Pittsburgh Steelers game. And let me say this, if he is, right, that's going to come in very big. Now, it's not necessarily going to come in like super big during that game, I think. But what I'm saying is it's going to give him a chance to get a couple games in before we get to that playoff situation, right? And I think that's going to be very big for the Chiefs because they need another receiver like this. What's up?
Okay, so this is probably not what you was talking about earlier. Okay. So you know how you was talking about Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if he's doing this on purpose, but Rashee Rice, as soon as that news came out, because they put the news, because I think it was Adam Schefter, he put that he was cleared, Hollywood was cleared, and he would be back at practice and all that kind of stuff. And then Mahomes had tweeted with the little time ticking thing.
Yeah.
And then Hollywood responded, put the same thing. And then right after that, this dude, Rashee Rice, puts a photo up of him, Worthy, and Hollywood on Twitter under that post. Just like, bro, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, listen.
You can't be doing that.
I'm going to put a PSA
and then
out there.
He put it on his Instagram too. And I'm like, dog. And you know, he's been on the sideline. It ain't like he's just sitting at home.
Listen.
Just sitting there. He been out at the games, he's been out and active with the team.
Rashee Rice.
Quit playing with my emotions. Bro.
Quit fucking playing with my emotions. You cannot do this shit. I'm old. You can't do this shit to me. Listen.
I'm telling you.
If you gonna be back before the season's over with, say that shit. Quit fucking being, cryptic and shit about stuff. Just tell us.
I already think having Hollywood is a huge.
That's a very huge thing. Yeah.
If Rashee was able to come back too, I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'm not even gonna get my
for whatever
hopes
reason,
up.
if for whatever reason he was to come back and he was even a smidge, if he was even a smidge of what he was earlier this season, let's say he's at 80%.
I'm not getting my hopes up. I don't even want to talk about this no more. I don't even want to talk about this. You know why? Because now I'm starting to think. I'm like that kid on Christmas Day, and you start thinking about the shit that maybe possibly could be up underneath the tree when you go downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
You're all like, do you think I could possibly have that? Do you think that's probably down there? Listen, I don't want to play this game with Rashee. Listen, Rashee,
at that point,
if you're coming back, just tell us.
There's not a person that you can't. At that point, you essentially have to. There's not a person on the field that you can't just leave open or just leave and be like, we can double this guy. We ain't got to worry about these other dudes.
And here's my question.
Can't do it.
So my question, and y'all gotta forgive me, I'm looking real rough today. I didn't even get it. Man, I was up all night. I was supposed to, go to work and all kinds of shit. Man, I couldn't even go to work today, because I had been up all night, and I would have had to been up like in 2 hours after I had just laid down. And I was like, I'm not doing it. Plus, I had to take the dog back to the vet. So y'all forgive me for looking rough. But here's my question, and maybe a concern. With everything that the Chiefs are doing to still be 12-1 this season, the left tackle situation is still kind of up in the air. DJ Humphries started off rough during the game. It got a little bit better, but then he had the injury.
He definitely played better as that thing.
Yeah, and then he had the injury to the hamstring. So they're not really saying.
They said it was just a strain.
Okay, and that's good.
They're going to let him sit. They're going to let him sit the week. I'm not going to play this week.
Okay.
And then he'll probably be back the next week.
Oh, that means Wanye is going to be in against Myles Garrett. Oh, God.
I will say this. Hold on. I will say this, though. I know it's a small sample size, but when Wanye went in, he actually looked pretty decent.
Yeah, but he only had to play like 2 downs.
No, I get that. It was more than that.
It was only really
but
2 downs. It really was because after he came in is when Mahomes
no,
did
I
that.
know.
When he ran out the pocket and then dodged the defender, the linebacker, and then threw that strike
Oh
to
yeah, the
Kelsey.
touchdown
So it
for the
was
first down. Yeah,
yeah, it was pretty much
but
only two
no, but
downs.
my point is though, those 2 downs look better than any
He
other down
did
he did all
he
season.
did look good on that
He looked
rush.
better. Like
Yeah.
he looked like he was engaged and he was moving his feet and he was getting his hands up.
Yeah.
I hadn't really seen him doing that all season.
Well,
And he looked like he had a little chip on his shoulder too.
I
So
hope he looks like this
you
whole
know,
game. I hope he looks like that the whole game. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's nothing scarier, I think, as a QB than knowing that a guy like Myles Garrett is on your ass.
you know what I think they're gonna do too though? I think they're gonna bro, I just have a feeling they're gonna start using some jet sweeps more. Kind of like how they did. So
Yeah.
remember it was like a few years ago.
Yeah.
We had that same kind of situation with we was playing the 49'ers
Yeah.
and it was with Nick Bosa. And everybody was scared about the fact how Nick Bosa was going to get to Mahomes and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It pretty much took him out the game because they was running jet sweeps, running all kinds of counters,
Yeah. And you
getting
could
him to go lateral.
well, you could do that with Nick Bosa
You know what
because
I'm
Nick
saying?
Bosa likes to line up really fucking wide. Really
Exactly.
fucking
Yeah, that's
wide,
true.
right? And almost to the point where, guys, that's why Jawan Taylor got called for, I want to say a couple of calls against the 49ers last year in the Super Bowl because Jawan was trying to line up to kind of be in a situation where he could actually block him. But because Nick Bosa lines up so wide, it was a fucking, it was always a flag on Jawan Taylor. So, but yeah, you're right. I think that they're going to try to do the same thing. I think they're going to try to do some things to alleviate the pressure from Myles Garrett. And
And I think they're going to run the ball more. I think Reed is going to run the ball more this
they're
time.
going to have to. They're going to have to
They're going to
because
have to.
those guys are going to be trying to hit those tackles and get around them and kind of collapse that pocket and then try to work themselves way back up underneath into Mahomes and try to make those plays of Mahomes. They're going to try to disrupt that pocket a lot. But I do hope Wanye looks a lot better and plays a lot better. The other thing that kind of makes me, like I said, this is that time in the season, right, where everybody's battling for position, jockeying for position. I want to know, is there any reason to think that Steven Nelson will be on the field this week, especially since we are
That I don't know.
probably going to be a little light in that, secondary position, right? As far as
They haven't ruled out. They haven't ruled out Williams. Williams is fine.
Yeah.
They said it was the concussion. They were checking for concussions or whatever.
Yeah, but
But
they're
as far as
saying
like injuries go,
they said
man,
it was like his shoulder, neck, maybe something like that maybe caused the problem. So I don't know, but I don't think Nelson's gonna be back. But you never know. They may wind up saying, "Okay, we'll suit him up." I don't think it's gonna happen necessarily, but unless something happens, today or tomorrow, which I hope not. So I'm hoping that everybody is going to be available to play. I'm hoping that when we do get a chance to get out here into the game, I'd like to see the Chiefs offense actually have a good offensive game because I am tired of us not scoring points in the red zone.
but you know what's crazy?
It's
But
aggravating.
but you know what's wild? So people keep talking about the offense. The offense, bro, it's just the red zone.
That's it. It's the
It's
red
the
zone.
red zone. It's not. It's nothing else. If they score in the red zone, even let's say they score in the red zone like 10-15% more than what they do now.
Yeah,
Bro, that's a huge difference.
it
That
is.
changes the entire offense.
But
When
that's
they
the
get in the red
thing.
zone,
They stutter.
Yeah, and
it's
then,
like they fucking get in
but
there.
Reed, but this is on Reed too, because I'm so tired of Reed doing this.
Bad play
Bro,
calling. It's
when you
it's
get
bad play calling.
yes, he starts going in his trick bag of tricks and start trying to do all this other stuff when once he hits the red zone. Bro, do what's smart. If it's third and one, second and two, run the ball. Give the ball to you. What is the point of having four running backs on the active roster and you don't run the ball on short yardage situations? With the best interior, with the best so-called interior offensive lineman in the league, you don't run no power. I don't get it, bro. It makes no sense, and it's driving me insane.
It is
Please
very,
stop doing that.
It is very aggravating. Very.
And we want to see some outside zone with Pacheco.
I would love to see an outside fucking zone shot with Pacheco. I don't understand this shit. I don't get it. I mean, I get it that there's certain things that you don't want to.
Because all your offensive linemen are better in running situations for the most part. Like even the tackles.
Yes.
They're better at run situations. Bro, take the pressure off of Mahomes and the offensive line and run the ball more in different and creative ways, bro. Just run the ball. I don't get that. It drives that third and one. And this is remember we were talking about this the last time.
We were talking.
Listen, hold on, real quick. That third and one. This is why, because you was talking about how the defense kind of they wouldn't. Okay, but here's the thing: the drive before that, the defense was on the field for like 8 minutes straight because they had just scored.
Yeah.
So they were on the field for 8 minutes straight. The Chiefs go down the field, get to third and one, and you call that bullshit. And then you put them right back on the field, and then you probably throwing a temper tantrum because they ended up getting scored on again. But I'm like, you keep putting your defense in bad situations, bro. You can't do stuff like that.
I remember when
that was stupid.
I remember when you text me right after.
Yeah, man, that was dumb. I know Mahomes is probably looking at that and was like, bro, this is stupid. He had to, because it's like it's 31. Just wait.
Do you think that the reason why Reed doesn't call a lot of running plays when it's third and one is because he's so worried about them not picking up the third down on that play because he's already got it in his head, we're not going for it on fourth down?
But my thing is, you have that in your head, they're not going to get the first down. But you're not getting the first down when you call otherwise. So what difference does it make? You're still not getting the first down.
Yeah, especially with the tackles they've been as bad as they have been, you know. So you're really not being able to, you know, pick up those first downs on those third.
Especially in the red zone.
Yeah.
It's harder to block. It's harder to block in passing situations when you're in the red zone, especially when you don't have good tackles. It makes it worse.
And that's why I say I don't understand why we don't run the ball. Why are we not running the ball? I mean, damn, just
listen.
Week 4, week 5, week 6, here we are running fucking Kareem Hunt 27 fucking times in a game.
Hey, what? You know what's crazy? Pacheco ain't ever got that kind of usage in it, bro. Pacheco has never gotten that kind of usage.
Yeah, that's why I said I question what's going on right now, because to me, you have Pacheco and you have Kareem. Why are you not giving them both a healthy dose?
And not even that. You got, listen, I get it, he's a rookie, but you got a short yardage specialist. That's what he does.
Yeah.
That's literally what he does.
Yeah.
That's the best part of his game is short yardage situations, and you don't even use them.
I don't understand it.
Now, it doesn't make sense. You got a 240-something pound back, 6'2", and runs dudes over, but you won't put him in short yardage situations. He's even been doing a hell of a job blocking. It's like they'll have him in those like fullback positions
in this last game. Yeah, in this last game he was very.
Yeah, he's been doing him and Perrine. They've been doing a hell of a job getting blocks off and stuff like that, bro. Even Perrine is a hard runner, bro. Even he could excel in those situations. There's no excuse. Zero excuse, bro. 3rd-and-1. We should be. They still have the number 1 success rate in the NFL for the rushing attack. And they just won't lean on the run game, bro. The Reed is so inconsistent when it comes to that. And it just drives me insane. There's no reason why Mahomes should be throwing 40 to 50 times a game, bro.
No, not with that kind of running. Not with those kind of running backs when he's got those guys back there.
He had 25 passing attempts in the first quarter of that last game.
Yeah. That's why I said there's no reason that we should not be running the ball. We should be running the ball more because it's going to take pressure off the passing game. It's going to take pressure off Mahomes. He's not going to get hit as many times if he's giving the ball to a running back. That's going to take some of that, pounding that he's been getting. It's going to alleviate that. Why are we not running the ball more to make them, creep up?
Dang, what's crazy?
And once they creep up, then we throw the ball.
You know what's crazy? This is why I keep saying they're doing the shit on purpose. When they do it, it works. They go down the field and they score, and then they stop doing it the next drive.
Yeah.
That play,
you said
the one that. No, I'm being serious though, because that play that DeAndre Hopkins scored on, when they needed a touchdown, guess what they did? They went exactly to that.
Yeah.
Get the ball, getting the ball out quick, running the ball, touchdown. And then after that, they didn't do it again the rest of the game.
You know what? You said that, and Nick Wright said the same thing. He's been saying this throughout the season, that the Chiefs are working on things that they think that they're going to be able to use as the playoffs get here. And I don't believe that that's not, true. I believe that he's telling the absolute truth. They are trying to work on things. But I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, here's what you have to understand. Right now, you're in a situation where you cannot afford to lose another game, really, with the fact that Buffalo is so close behind you. And if you do slip up, you don't want to make it to where, okay, the game you shouldn't have lost, you wind up losing. But the game that was maybe a toss-up in the air and you had a chance, to win, maybe you win it, maybe you lose it. You don't want to lose that one, and then lose that one. You don't want to give them any life. You don't want it to come down to that. You don't want it to come down to, okay, a game that we shouldn't have lost. Because like you said, there's going to be games like that. There's going to be games that we should not lose, and you do, right? It may only be one.
And then not only that last game against the Chargers, bro, you could just tell Reed was going straight conservative mode.
He was
in that last 3-4 minutes.
He was.
And I'm just like, damn, dude, what's wrong with you? Let's go again.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
I look, they settled for the field goal. They got the time down. I'm like, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, man, just try to go for the touchdown. And if not, if it's 4th down, okay, then you can get the field goal.
Hey, you know what? Oh, let me tell you.
They didn't even try.
Let me tell you.
It was 1st down, and they was like, nah.
Let me tell you what's going on. So after they got that 1st down, I'm thinking to myself, I said, I hope Reed don't come out here and just fucking kneel the ball every damn down. Because he knows that they ain't got no timeouts. And I'm saying, if we should be trying to score a touchdown. We have timeout left. We have a timeout left.
Thing is,
why not try to score?
My thing is, he has so much faith in our 3rd kicker to hit that field goal, but you don't have faith in these running backs to get the fucking 1st down, bro.
Listen, this is what's so wild about this. Do you know that is the 3rd game winner this season by a kicker for us? And it's been 3 different kickers.
He must got super faith in them boys, because he won't give Kareem or Pacheco or Hunt or Steele a shot on 3rd down and just short yardage situations in general.
I don't know.
There's no excuse if we're at the 3 to 4 yard line why Carson Steele is not getting the ball.
I don't know.
You know what's funny? Anytime they gave him the ball like kind of earlier in the season, and it was like because they were doing it like kind of in the beginning, um, he was getting first downs.
Yeah.
He was getting first down. I don't get it. I really don't.
Well, in other news, from the NFL, 49ers suck. 49ers fucking suck.
Oh.
Brock Purdy, hey, they're either gonna pay this man this year coming up, or they're not, which is gonna be really fucked up if they don't, because this man.
I don't think they're going to.
I don't think they are too.
Look, I think he's a good quarterback. The bad thing is he's only really had one good year, which was last year.
Hey, let me ask you this.
And it's not his fault. I mean,
It's not. They had a lot of injuries too.
He kind of got in a shitty situation with getting hurt.
So
and then came back, had a good year, and then everybody else got hurt.
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah, they're pretty much out of it now. Let me ask you this: do you remember early on during the season, before the season really got going really? I had come on here and we made our content and our video, and I said in the video, hey, it's between the Eagles and the 49ers. One of them two coaches need to get their shit together or they're going to be gone, right? Right now, Shanahan for the 49ers, do you think he may be gone after this season?
Man, it's hard to say.
I'm just going to let you know that
it's hard to say because I do think he's a good coach, but
look at what the window is. Look at the window.
At the same time, you gotta have results. And look, I get it. There was a lot of injuries this year. You can't really help that. You know what I'm saying? But this is why you win when you have the opportunity to. Should have did that last year.
Hey.
Or not last year.
Last year.
Last year. And 2020.
Here's what I said.
You didn't do it then. You had two chances.
I did say it then. I said that the window was closed. And I meant that shit.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. The only reason why Nick Sirianni is not in this situation is because of Saquon Barkley.
Oh yeah,
let's be real.
I truly believe if it wasn't for Saquon, he would be in the same boat.
Yes,
and we called it out early.
Saquon, listen, we want to talk about MVP.
Ooh.
Saquon Barkley is single-handedly carrying the Eagles. I don't care what nobody says. He is carrying the Eagles by his. They might the quarter, Jalen and the other dudes. They kind of giving them a little bit, but 90% of it.
No. Did you see how many yards? Did you see how many yards Jalen
He's on pace to break the record.
Did you see how many yards? I get that, but did you see how many yards Jalen Hurts threw for it in the last two games?
I'm about to see how many.
Look at what he's thrown for the last two games.
You know what's crazy? People keep talking all this shit about Mahomes. And remember when we played them, everybody was on that Jalen Hurts train and how he was next up. But this man has 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 5 picks.
Yeah,
and 13 games.
Okay, but look at it like this. How many touchdowns, how many passing yards? He had like 100, how many yards did he have last game? Did it show?
I don't remember.
It's like 100. I want to say he had like 101.
Let's put this in perspective, though. Tua, who has not been playing, he's been injured for a lot, or a lot of time this year.
He's been back the last 2 or 3 games, for sure.
Yeah. But he was injured, and he's missed a few games.
Yeah.
He has more yards than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He has more yards, more touchdowns, less picks. There's no excuse, bro. He's barely above Daniel Jones, who's not even playing anymore.
But you know what this sounds like to me though? They have found a formula with this offense where they are doing the same thing that prime Ravens team did. They found a great fucking running back. They got a QB who's not turning the ball over and he's managing the game. They've got decent or to good wideouts. and they got an outstanding defense. So right now, they have this formula that they're using, and it's working for them. I have no problem with that. But I do have a problem if they don't give Saquon his fucking credit and let this man become MVP this season. To me, I think he's the MVP.
People keep riding this Josh Allen train, and I'm just like,
listen,
hold on, listen. He's had some great moments. I'm not gonna take away the fact that he had 3 touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns in one game. It's never happened before. I get it. Great. They lost.
Yeah. And they lost to the Rams, a team.
And not only that,
who was not
down. It's not like the game was close all game, bro. They were down by like 18 at one point.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Yeah. And his numbers, look. Of course, he's gonna have better rushing numbers than Pat. You get that. Pat's not a runner. I get that. But we're just talking straight quarterback play. Mahomes, he has 3,189 passing yards, 68% completion percentage, 20 touchdowns, 11 picks, and he's averaging more yards per game. Damn, I just saw him. Where's he at? Josh Allen has 3,033 yards, 64% completion percentage, 23 touchdowns, and 5 picks. So it's not like it's just, oh my God, gap. They're pretty, like
pretty
right
close.
here. Yeah,
They're pretty
right
close.
Here. They're pretty close. So it's not like people talking about he's the complete runaway MVP. That's not close, bro. Stop.
I don't know how it's complete runaway.
If these are Josh Allen's MVP numbers, boy, he got a long way to get to Mahomes.
Yeah.
If this is the best he can do in the MVP year,
yeah. And that's why I said, to me, if you're gonna give it to somebody, why not give it to the guy who's fucking showed his ass every game this season, and he's not a QB, the guy who's single-handedly carrying his team more than anybody else, I think, because hey, let's be real, nobody wants to give the MVP to a running back. When's the last time that happened?
Adrian Peterson.
Thank you.
That was about 10 years ago.
2012, I think it was. Something like that.
About 12.
Yeah.
He's at 16. He's at 16-23 right now with
that man needs to average 100
touchdowns.
He needs to average 120 yards per game for the next 4 games in order to break the record.
I mean, if he gets, let's say he gets a game where he gets like 160 yards, then he would only need like what, a couple 100 more yard games.
Yeah.
You win the game.
Hey, I'd like to see him fucking break the record in the last game of the season when they play the Giants.
Oh, he probably gonna go crazy on. As a matter of fact, what's the schedule looking like?
Hey, I think they played Giants the last game. Let me tell you something. If he does that, I mean, he may not even be on the field at that time. They may say, "Nah, fuck that." But if he was to do that and break the record against the Giants,
I don't know. I feel like Sirianni's one of them. I feel like Sirianni's one of them coaches that would let him go after the record. Like if he's close,
yeah,
I feel like he would let him do it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he was to do that against the Giants at their home, dude, that would be the biggest. GM, that would be the biggest fuck you to anybody. Especially after what you did and didn't even fucking try to keep him there.
Bro, that GM,
that would be the biggest fuck you. I thought that was hilarious when I thought about it. I was like, man, that would be the greatest shit to come in.
Damn, they still got 4 games.
That's what I said. He needs to average 120 for the next 4 games to break Eric Dickerson's record.
He's got Pittsburgh. That's gonna be. They got a good defense, so you know. Mm-hmm. But Washington, Dallas, and then New York, he could get off on number 3.
And that's why I said I want to see it, right? I want to see it happen. And I'm going to tell you right now, if he breaks Eric Dickerson's record,
there's no way he's not.
If he does, there's no reason why he does not get the MVP. Do you understand what I'm saying? If he breaks Eric Dickerson's record for most rushing yards in a season, let's say he breaks it before week 17, right? Let's say he breaks it.
Oh yeah.
Why do you not give it to him? Right? So I'm sorry. I hear you when everybody says, "Oh, it goes to the most valuable player." What they're really saying, "Oh, it goes to the best QB." It's supposed to be the MVP, the most valuable player, not the best QB. It's supposed to go.
They really do need to have. They do need to have like a best. Like, don't they have like a best position award?
I mean, they've got the best offensive player award.
No, get rid of that. Get rid of that shit. They need to do a best because it doesn't. Because I really do, man. I'm really tired of people like shitting on the running backs, bro. They doing the same thing to Jeanty.
Yeah,
They're doing the same thing. I'm like, do y'all see what this man is doing?
well, like I said, I'm looking at all these things, and like I said, my thing is that yes, Sirianni has been saved because of.
Oh yeah.
He's been saved.
I mean,
because of Saquon.
Credit to him. He's calling some good plays for Saquon. I give him that.
All you got to do is just. Hey, all he got to do is say block.
I mean, look.
Saquon gonna find the hole.
Well, I mean, at least he's smart enough to keep giving him the ball. Reed, man, Saquon be on the Chiefs. Saquon would run for a 45-yard touchdown, and then Reed wouldn't give him the ball the rest of the game.
Stop it.
You know it's true. You know it's true.
I mean, but that's Reed. His mindset is different, right? But
that's terrible.
I think
you Shanahan, go with what's working.
Yeah, I think Shanahan's on his way out. To be honest with you, I'm talking about these 49ers, and I've been thinking about it. It just looks like the team has gotten old real quick, and they are.
I think you meant Shanahan. You said Sirianni.
No, I mean Sirianni. I said him too, but remember I was talking about both of them, right? Yeah. So I said the only reason Sirianni is not going to be out and outs right now is because of Saquon. Shanahan, however, is not looking good. For you to lose 2 Super Bowls, and then on top of that, you come back this year and your team looks horrible. You got guys that can't catch the ball. You got guys that.
Debo looking real bad.
Yeah, Debo looks bad. He looks bad. Brandon Ayuk getting injured during the season, and everybody was wondering if he was their best receiver, and I said it. If you haven't watched our season, throughout the season, I said it when the season started. I said Brandon Ayuk was their best receiver. That was my call.
I got a question.
I think that changed a lot for him.
Brandon Ayuk or Puka Nacua?
What do you mean?
I'm going.
You're asking who's better?
Yeah, who you taking?
Puka.
Oh yeah, me too.
Hey, Puka is a dog. Man,
Puka, listen. You know who he reminds me of? You know who he reminds me of, though, real talk? He reminds me of Larry Fitzgerald. He reminds me of Larry Fitzgerald. That's who he reminds me of.
He kind of runs like him, too. He kind of...
His ability to catch at the catch point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. He doesn't drop passes, bro. He reminds me,
and he's a strong finisher.
Fitzgerald.
And he's a strong finisher.
They kind of got the same build. I think Larry was a little bit more slimmer, just a little bit, because Puka kind of he a little cock diesel a little bit, but that boy is cold. No, and that's the funny thing. This is the funny thing about the draft.
Cold like this ice in here. Woo.
Hey, the draft, you just never know.
They found
that diamond in the rough.
Yeah, they found them a gem, buddy.
Nobody was talking about him. Nobody thought this was gonna happen. Like, he was good in college.
Yeah.
But he wasn't on nobody's radar as a first round pick or nothing like that.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I don't think nobody was thinking about that. Here's my question to you. So we've got a couple of games this week that I truly am looking forward to watching, right? I mean, we all know that I'm going to watch the Chiefs game, right? So that's a no-brainer. What's one of the games this week that you yourself are actually looking forward to watching that is really going to have your interest?
Honestly, I need to look. Hold on. I got to look at the schedule, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, we got to find out,
Well, I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
I'll tell you mine.
So, okay, go ahead. Wild.
Okay, so one of the games I'm looking forward to watching is going to be the Bills versus the Lions, right?
Oh yeah.
And the other game I'm looking forward to seeing is going to be the Steelers versus the Eagles. Those two games, those are going to be.
I would be on the lookout. I would be on the lookout for that Chargers and Buccaneers team game too.
Yeah, that might be pretty good.
That's gonna be real. That's gonna be real interesting on that.
Yeah, I think those two games.
Seahawks and the Packers.
Yeah, that's another one I think it's gonna be good too.
That's another one.
Yeah. So those.
Everything else is kind of.
Yeah, they're kind of.
Falcons and Raiders is kind of.
Yeah, that's a wash. I mean, the
Bears
Falcons
and the Vikings are probably gonna win that game.
Yeah, the Falcons have actually played really bad coming down the stretch here.
No, I'm gonna tell you who's played bad, and that's Kirk Cousins.
He has. Yeah, it has not looked good coming down the stretch here. So,
but he had that 500-yard game and was going crazy, and ever since then he just.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I can just tell you. It's not looking good. And they're one of the teams that their stock has kind of dropped a lot here recently. And one of the teams that I will say, there's been actually a couple of teams whose stock has actually risen here. And one of those teams are the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, the Cowboys? The Cowboys?
No, their stock ain't risen, and it's been trashed. You did that on purpose. You knew.
Hey, imagine being so trash that you lose off a punt, that you punt the ball. Hold on, am I getting this right? They punted the ball.
Yeah.
And then, that is terrible, bro.
Listen,
how do you lose like that?
Hey, let me ask you something.
They're cursed.
Do we have to talk about the Cowboys, or is it just like we should talk about the Cowboys because they're America's team? But at the same time,
at this point, they're not America's team anymore. They haven't been America's team for like the past decade at least. Come on.
Well, one of the teams whose stock is rising a lot here recently is the Seattle Seahawks, and the other team here recently, the last 2 weeks especially, has been the Los Angeles Rams.
The Rams are scary, man.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're going to get. They've got two excellent wideouts, and even though
it's their defense.
Their defense has played well, but
their defense is ass.
No, I'm saying their defense has played well. They played well enough to beat the Bills.
I mean, I get that.
Right? And, I mean, even though they gave up 40-something points, but I'm saying they did their job early on in the game to give themselves a chance.
Yeah, true.
And then, not only that, but their offense, as far as they've got Nakua and they've got Cooper Kupp. Even though Cooper Kupp is older, but he's still a problem.
He's still a dog.
He's still a problem.
Oh, that catch he had a beautiful catch.
And that one in the end
zone. In the end zone where he jumped up for it.
That was against the Bills. But what I'm saying is that there's a couple teams whose stock is rising here recently. Like I said, the NFC is going to be tough to call, right? It's going to be tough to say this team is going to, because everybody's so quick to tell you that the Lions are the best team in the NFC, right?
Bro, I'm going to tell you right now, none of these teams want to see the Rams playoffs.
I don't think anybody wants to see them. And I'm going to tell you right now, if the Eagles played anywhere like they're playing now, right, they're going to have to change it up a little bit in the playoffs because good teams are not going to let you run on them like that. They're not going to keep letting you run on them. So you're going to have to be able to throw the ball. You're going to have to be able to throw the ball. And you have.
I mean, according to AJ Brown, they can't. Hey, listen, AJ. If you want to be happy and you want to win
Super Bowls, here we go.
Come on over to death row. You ain't got to worry about your quarterback just sitting there not throwing the ball.
Here you go.
You know, Andy Reid gonna give you cheeseburgers for having a good game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy. You
Oh,
can
you know
play.
what's really
You can play in the loudest stadium in the league. You
and you know
know.
what's crazy? What's crazy is like next year because you know the Bengals got this whole dilemma going on with you know the receivers. Are they gonna pay? Bro, could you imagine if a scenario comes and Jamar Chase signs with the Chiefs?
It ain't happening. It's not happening. Jamar Chase
Hey,
hates
listen.
us. Let me tell you.
Hey,
This
listen. Listen. He's supposed to. He's a Bengal. He's on the Bengals.
I
Of
get
course,
it.
he gonna say that.
Hey, can
But
you?
listen, if they don't pay that man,
Hey, I believe Jamar Chase
bro.
probably. I believe Jamar Chase probably.
Even Higgins though, and like if Higgins,
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, I believe Jamar Chase hates the Chiefs so much that he has a pair of special underwear on game days. It's like superstitious, and it's got a picture of the Kansas City Chiefs logo
no,
inside the underwear, like inside, and he purposely shits his pants before he before he
hell
goes.
no,
I believe this dude
ain't
hates
no
the
way.
Chiefs this much that he would do some shit like that. This I'm just saying, I don't believe he would ever, 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 ever be a Chief. I believe he really hates the Chiefs that much. And I mean, I can't blame him for hating us that much. I really can't because let's be honest, we have made sure that ever since y'all made the little comments about it being Burrowhead and all this other shit, what's happened to y'all? What's happened to your
Hey,
team?
listen, I'm just saying, man. I don't put nothing past nothing. And honestly, the Chiefs don't really need a receiver. Like they could just draft one. Like if they're gonna get another receiver, they could just draft one.
At this point,
Especially, yeah, because I like he's gonna cost a lot of money. Obviously, I don't
yeah.
think that's like a necessity. Obviously, but
Let him go to
I'm just throwing it
Buffalo.
out there.
Let him go to Buffalo.
No,
Why not?
no. Why would you say that? Why would
Why?
you say that?
Listen to what I'm saying. Let him go to Buffalo and let him go up there and think, oh, yeah, we're going to go to a Super Bowl, right? And then they lose again. And then we just know at that point in time, nigga, you just suck. You ain't never winning shit.
No, listen. I think Jamar Chase is a head case, but his game speaks for itself,
No,
man. That dude is
it's not his it's
that
not his
dude.
game. It's not his game. It's not his game. His game
Yeah,
is
he is
phenomenal.
a dog. Yeah,
But
he's a dog. Me personally, I would love to have him on my team. Like,
I think I
because look,
would if it was a different situation where he didn't listen. This dude has a problem
if he
with the
was with my,
Chiefs. He has a
if he
problem
was
with the Chiefs.
if he was with Mahomes, bro, people talking about him and bro have this great connect, nigga. Mahomes would listen. Mahomes would. I don't think people realize.
I think you're
And
right.
I tweeted this. Listen, I tweeted this the other day on Twitter because I had to really sit back and think about it. Mahomes obviously is not having his typical year. I get that. But when you really look back at it and you see all the obstacles the Chiefs have endured this season,
Yeah.
this is the most impressive season I've ever seen from Mahomes. It's not close. Think about what he's dealing with right now. The fact that they've had three left tackles
Yeah.
starting in one season and they're 12 and 1, I don't care how they got it. They're 12 and 1. No
True.
other quarterback would do that in this situation.
True.
I don't care who it is. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, no other quarterback would be in this situation at the same situation that the Chiefs are in right now with the one seed, 12 and 1, and they're winning.
I can
Can't tell me
understand that.
nothing, bro.
I actually can. I actually think that you
This is
might
the
be onto
most
something.
yeah, because this is the most impressive season. He hasn't really had elite weapons. Yeah, you got DeAndre Hopkins, but at the same time, DeAndre Hopkins is kind of new to the offense. He came in the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying? And he's a little older. He's still trying to get, but that's it. Rice got hurt. Your number one option got hurt. Hollywood got hurt. You
Yeah.
haven't had your number one running back pretty much the whole season.
Yeah.
Bro, you talk, bro. Kareem Hunt off the street. Come on, dude. Mahomes is
every
one
game
of
is a
a
nail
kind.
biter. Every game's a nail biter.
And you know what's crazy? Every game, every one of these nail biters, what Mahomes do, go down the field and be clutch.
Yeah.
Every time. He's got 8 game winning drives this season.
And I said this at the season, like the middle of the season. I said, y'all can talk all this shit you want. I said, but you are going to find out that Mahomes is still Mahomes. It ain't changed. It's just the situation's just a little bit different. That's all, right? Nobody's guaranteed to win a Super Bowl, right? Nobody. I don't give a fuck who you are because we've seen upsets happen with Super Bowls, right? But here's the deal. Mahomes is right now the most clutch QB we have in this league as far as what he does for his team.
Oh, yeah. It's not even close.
And if you don't believe that, I don't know what the fuck you've been watching. I really don't.
Dad, he's what is he, 25 and 20 in fourth quarter?
He's got the best.
When he's down in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's got the best winning percentage.
That's the best of all time.
Yeah.
He's 50%. He's got a 50% chance to win anytime he's down in the fourth quarter. That's really all you got. That's really all it comes down to.
It's the best in NFL history. So
yeah, because I think Brady's was at like 34% or something like that. He's second all time or something.
We've got this situation where now we have to look at things for what they really are. And I want to say this because I don't want people to get it twisted as far as, this whole luck thing, right? Let me tell you something. Luck is not what it is, right? It's a situation where it's called preparedness, right? But you have to understand this team was going to be good. They were going to be good, right? If they had never had an injury happen, what do you think their record would be?
Man.
If they had never had a Rashee Rice injury, if they had never had the Hollywood Brown injury, right? If they had never had the Pacheco injury, what do you think their record would be?
Yeah, because the people don't understand.
The only difference would be is that they may not have lost one game, and instead of only winning those games in the clutch moments, they may have been blowing people out.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand when you lose your top guys like that, you got to change how you do shit. Like, with the perfect example, the Xavier Worthy situation. The reason why it was such a slow start for Worthy is because they weren't planning on him being in these situations this early on in the season. He wasn't supposed to be the number one or the number two. He was supposed to be like the 3 or 4 option. And they was going to use him whenever you had Hollywood and Brown, and then they took Worthy was going to be down the field for touchdowns. That was the plan. But now, since those dudes get hurt, now you gotta speed up the process now. And it changes their whole offense and how they wanted to run it at the beginning of the season. So now you got to keep, trying different things and figuring stuff out. Pacheco gets hurt. Now you got to figure out how you're going to do the run game. That's what I'm saying. The Chiefs have had so many obstacles this season, even with the left tackle situation.
True.
Bro, that's huge. That is huge. And they're still winning.
Constant. It is constant. Everything it's constantly a problem. There's always something, right? And I mean, other teams go through this.
That's football. Yeah, that's football.
Other teams go through this. Now, regardless of what happens this week with the Browns, right? I think the Chiefs are still going to give themselves the best ability that they can to have that number 1 seed and get the bye. I think the Bills are desperate right now. This week, they're going to come out and they're going to try to, I think they're going to try to give their best, their best effort. But I also think that Detroit is going to try to give its best effort, right? I don't know what's going to happen in that game. I'm picking Detroit to win that game because they're at home, number 1. But we also do know that when a team gets desperate, like Buffalo is, because they know they can't lose another game, and because it would give them a chance they want to have that chance to get that number 1 seed. Losing another game puts them out of the reach for it, pretty much.
Yeah, at that point, it's pretty much over.
So they're going to be desperate.
Especially if KC wins, If KC wins and they lose again this week, it's pretty much wraps.
Yeah. So I think that's the thing you have to look at is when it comes to these two teams in the AFC, they have a lot of things riding on these wins this week, especially Buffalo. So
I seen Rex Ryan was talking about the Chiefs better have the number 1 seed, and if Buffalo gets number 1 seed, they don't want to go to Buffalo. And I'm like, nigga, did you watch the playoffs last year?
Hey, do these motherfuckers have amnesia or something? Hey,
hold on.
They
talking about the Chiefs don't want to go on the road. I'm like, dog.
They said the same
Y'all literally
thing
said this last year.
What is wrong with these people?
Bro, the Chiefs stomped through the AFC West in the playoffs on the road.
What I don't understand is do you remember after the season was over and the Chiefs won the Super Bowl against the 49'ers and everybody's sitting there going, I just won't pick against the Chiefs again. He said, this was your
what are they doing?
Yeah, this was your best year to get them. This was your best year to get them. This was their down year. You had your chances, and they won it anyway. Even on the down year, this was your chance to get them. I won't bet against the Chiefs again. Them same motherfuckers that were saying that last year after the season was over, guess what they're doing this year? The Chiefs, they're not good enough to win. They're not good enough to win. And they're 12-1 this year compared to what they were last year about this time, which was what, 9-6? Close to 9-6?
Something like that.
Yeah. What happened? This is why I say
my thing is,
you can't count out a guy like Mahomes, because as long as you got a quarterback like Mahomes, you are in a game. You are in a game.
As much shit as I give Reed, it's the same thing with him. Because whatever reason in the playoffs, he's a different coach.
Yeah, he is.
When it comes to play calling.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do this type of dumb shit in the playoffs.
I don't.
But I'm just saying, like my thing is the Chiefs are better this year at this point in the season than they were last year.
Yeah,
they just are. I think they are.
I think their defense could be better. I think the defense could be better.
I do think the defense was better at this point.
It was.
Obviously, we got the injuries.
Yeah.
But like Mahomes himself has played better at this point in the season. Mahomes was not playing good at this point last season.
And the receiving
core is better.
The receiving core is better because they're not dropping balls like that. They're not like that.
They are better.
Yeah.
And with Hollywood coming back,
yeah.
I mean, come on, man. It's not even close. Like Juju, and this is Dad. Listen, I know I'm not tripping. That last game when he threw that pass to Juju.
Yeah.
Whoa. Juju went from having a game out of nowhere, like 100 and something yards, easy money. It's going crazy. Got hurt, understandable, didn't play. They haven't used him like that since then. Now, granted, they haven't necessarily needed to, but my point is,
they're not using a lot of
when they want to get plays off. It's like that pass to Kelsey.
Yeah.
Kelsey wasn't doing shit really all game. All of a sudden, this nigga wide open at the first down.
Hey, Pat.
All of a sudden.
Pat, guess what I'm going to do?
Out of nowhere.
I'm going to act like I'm running a corner route. But I'm not going to run the corner route. I'm just going to turn around and look for you. You know what to do.
Exactly. Look, like I said, Juju had a play where he had I think it was like a 20-yard gain or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck are off it?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Even Worthy. Hey, Worthy cooks using them little drag route.
Yes.
Bro, Worthy is open every drag route.
Yeah.
Every one that they put him in, you can easily get 5 to 10 yards with him every drive or every play.
As long as Mahomes as long as he gets time to throw the ball. As long as he throws it in front of him, he'll be fine. Just don't throw it behind him. Because he's going to beat his guy every time. He's going to beat his guy every time.
I'm going to tell y'all better hope Hollywood ain't just right. If Hollywood is right, because that's going to get Worthy. Because you got D-Hop too, and that's what's going to get Worthy some. Oh, Man, I can't wait. Reed,
It's
just
gonna look good.
call the game right. Just call the game right, bro.
Well,
Please.
here's the deal. So we're gonna hurry up and get off here. This weekend, I'm looking forward to those games, and I'm also looking forward to seeing just how well Saquon performs against the Steelers, because the Steelers do have a very good defense, right? So I'm wanting to see just how well he performs against them, because let's be honest, they have not played a defense like this yet. The Eagles have not. And this defense, they're gonna
How's that run defense? Is that run defense like high, ranked high?
It's pretty good. It's not. I don't know if it's number one, but I know it's pretty good. So, but they have not played a defense like this yet, and we already know that Jalen Hurts is having a problem throwing the fucking ball. So, I'm sure that they're going to try to lean on that run game a lot more during this game. Now,
damn, they're not even in the top 5 total defense right now.
Now, they probably aren't, but
they're number 7, so it's not like this.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're still pretty.
Chiefs
good.
are number 6.
Yeah, not bad. But I do think that they're going to try to lean on this running game a lot more. But here's my thing: Jalen Hurts is going to have he's going to have to throw the ball. So they're number 4 in rush defense.
Yeah, Ravens are number 1, Vikings number 2, Chiefs number 3, Steelers number 4, Lions are number 5. So.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know. Like I said, they have not faced a team.
The Steelers' pass defense is not good, though.
No, it's not. But that's what I'm saying.
It's not bad. I'll take that back. It's not bad. But they're number 18.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when it comes down to it, they are going to look. They're not going to throw the ball that much. They don't throw the ball well. Jalen Hurts does not throw the ball.
You're talking about the Eagles. Okay,
yeah.
Because I think with Russell, the Steelers been slinging that ball.
Oh yeah, he been slinging the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's where the difference is going to make a big significant as far impact as far as that goes. Their defense for the Eagles, they've got some really good guys, young secondary guys back there, right? And they're going to try to make it difficult for the Steelers to actually throw the ball, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the ball well anyway, and that's going against teams who probably are rated, just as bad as the Steelers are on pass defense. So I don't know how well he's going to perform that way. So to me, it just seems like they're going to try to run the ball a lot. And I think that the Steelers' run defense is very underrated. I think they're very underrated. So we'll see what happens. But
no, they got the top run defense for the top 5. So
but you don't hear anybody really talking about their run defense, right? You hear them talking about the Chiefs' rush defense, which has been pretty good this season.
They're number 3.
Yeah. So. But I want to see that game. I really want to see what happens with that game, and I want to see what happens with the Bills and Lions game. And I think it's going to be telling, because one of two things can happen this week. The Lions could win, right? And
they do.
What?
They do have the number 2 third down defense.
Oh, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Lions are number 1. I couldn't see that coming.
Yeah. But one of two things can happen this weekend. The Steelers, the Lions could win, right? And still be in the same position that they are in the NFC, right? Number 1 seed, right? Or the Lions could lose and the Eagles could win and actually might have a doorway open for them to have the number 1 seed in the NFC. That could happen. this weekend, just so y'all know. So, anyway, we like to tell you guys thank you. Thank you for joining us. We like to bring this content to you guys every week. So if you haven't, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell. And that way, anytime we drop new content, you are alerted right away. The Cave Cast is just one of those things that basically we're just fans. We watch a lot of football, a lot of basketball, a lot of sports in general, and we like to talk about it, especially about our favorite teams. We even like to talk about your teams. Some of your teams we think actually could actually make a run for a Super Bowl. So whatever it is, no matter who your team is, leave a comment. Let us know, hey, who do you think is going to wind up winning the NFC as a number one seed? Who do you think is going to be the AFC number one seed? That's just all this is. Talk. Sports talk. Again, we want to say thank you to everybody, and we hope we get to see you guys again next week. Until then, I'm Big Tim, that's Big Mike, and this is The Cave.